If you're stuck in Iron, Bronze or even Emerald and you're jungling, this video is going to help you in choosing the right champions to win with. I've made a jungle tier list specifically for low elo players based on what's actually winning games this patch. So if you want to pick up the easiest champs to carry with, let's get right into it. For the OP tier, these are the absolute best picks for low elo right now. Naafiri has been buffed, and due to this buff, this champion has gotten a bit out of hand. With a 56% win rate in almost 400,000 matches, she's a real menace in the jungle right now. She will likely be nerfed in the coming patches, but make sure to get some free LP while you still can. Rune-wise, you will want to take the Precision tree with Conqueror first, followed by the Domination tree. For items, take the red jungle item and build Eclipse into Black Cleaver, and from there on out it's situational. Warwick has been great for some time now. You have got great sustain, great dueling, and his R lets you pick off anyone who's out of position. The champion is very easy to learn and very forgiving. His W allows you to roam the map quickly and gank a lot while you're still able to keep up in CS. Rune-wise, you'll want to take the Precision tree with Lethal Tempo first, followed by the Sorcery tree. For items, take the blue jungle item and build Stridebreaker into Blade of the Ruined King. After that, it's situational. Usually you get some tank items here. Master Yi is OP in low elo. If you farm well and time your Q right, you can basically 1v9 any game. Just avoid early fights until your items come in. Keep getting your sequences in, making sure you stay ahead of the enemy jungler farm-wise. Make sure you don't get baited into too many plays by your team. Of course, don't AFK farm either, but make sure farming is the priority. There are two ways to build the Yi at the moment, and the choice is yours. For the first build, you want to take the Precision tree with Lethal Tempo, followed by the Inspiration tree. For items, take a blue jungle item and build Blade of the Ruined King into Rageblade. If the enemy has a lot of tanks, you can skip Rageblade and go Kraken Slayer instead. The other build focuses more on crits. Here you take the Domination tree with Hill of Blades, followed by the Precision tree. For items, take Yuntal first, followed by Infinity Edge. When the enemy team has a lot of tanks, I would opt for the first build, otherwise you can go with the crit build. Dr. Mundo is another very easy to learn champion, and most players don't know how to deal with him. He clears safely and skills like a monster. His clears are actually one of the fastest there is. Just like with Master Yi, focus on farming and eventually you will outskill anyone. This pick is very good when the enemy team does not have any percentage health damage. For runes, take the Precision tree with Fleet Footwork, followed by the Inspiration tree. For items, take the blue jungle item as you want that movement speed. First item will be Heartsteel, followed by Deadman's Plate. Now, even after the nerfs, Darius jungle is still a solid pick. If the enemy has a lot of range, movement speed or CC, I would steer away from Darius, but otherwise he's a really solid pick. Diana has fast clears, good damage, strong all-ins, great scaling AP pick that snowballs hard if you get early kills. Xin Zhao was very aggressive in the early game. He has solid ganks and easy mechanics. One of the best if you'd like to fight early. Nocturne is another amazing pick in low elo right now. Point and click are amazing for punishing overstepping laners. Super strong mid game. Just power farm until 6 and take over the game. Amumu is another low elo monster, and he has always been. His CC is disgusting and it's very easy to use. Jarvan has been buffed as well. He's a very strong early game jungler. He has great ganks and easy combos. A solid front ladder that works well in nearly every comp. Now onto the A tier. These champions are still good but a little harder to pull off or more situational. First up we have Nunu. He has amazing ganks, but you need a team to follow up on those. Kayn is a bit harder to master, but strong if you understand your forms. Vi is another champion that has a point and click R, which is really nice, but she falls off hard if you get behind early. Bel'Veth has a high ceiling, but you need to get good pathing and resets in. She's a bit more of an advanced jungler, but she's really strong at the moment. Karthus is a solid jungler, just farm, and eventually you'll become a monster. You just have to hope that your team holds on until that point. Lee Sin is super strong, but he's a bit harder to use efficiently in low elo. His combos are a bit more advanced, so I would not recommend him for low elo, but he's still strong. Evelynn is a super strong snowballing champion like she's always been, but she has a weak early game, and if you get punished, the game becomes quite hard. Briar is still a solid pick. His global ult will always come in useful. Fiddlesticks has some great teamfighting power. Even when you're behind, a great ult can turn around the entire game. Volibear is a solid jungler with good tower dive potential and strong skirmishing. Rek'Sai is really good in the early game. Use your power to gank and get your team ahead. Udyr is tanky, has fast clears, deals a lot of damage, but he struggles if he can't stick to targets. So avoid this pick if you're playing against teams with a lot of movement speed or a lot of ranged members. Shyvana is really strong and she has good scaling in low elo, but she needs farm and time to be useful. Mortar remains a strong pick over the patches. If your team needs some AP, you can always consider to pick him up. Trundle is very good against tanks. His E sets up ganks nicely, but he struggles in the same way Udyr does against certain teams. Elise is a great ganker, but very snowball reliant. She's a bit harder to pilot and is more useful in higher elo. Heka is another mid-game monster, however you have to make sure you do not fall behind early, otherwise you'll be useless. Lilia is very slippery and deals good damage, but she takes some practice. In high elo she's actually OP right now, however she's a bit harder to pull off. Kindred is another champion with a very high carry potential, but she's very squishy and harder to play. And lastly we have Wukong. Wukong is a decent team fighter and was a very strong jungler a few patches ago, but perhaps he's a bit better as a laner in this meta. Still a solid pick. So there you have it, that's the full jungle tier list for low elo this patch. Want to climb fast? Pick someone who's OP or S tier and stick with them. Learn your clears, know your power spikes, and gank smart. If you like this breakdown, drop a like and subscribe for more low elo guides. I'll try to make one of these tier lists every patch. Let me know in the comments who you think is OP right now. See you next time.